coming to you from the resort, entertainment, and convention center of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, what began on one station in 1966 is now an event in both the United States and Canada that is carried on 200 stations to an audience of more than 100 million people.
Now it's time for Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
And much more.
Welcome to the program, everybody. Thank you, Ed. We like to start the show with a song that really symbolizes last week. I want to get into, after we do the song, I had some other options for some things, but I went ahead and did this one, and I'm not sure if you guys will get it or not, but here it is. Here is Elvis Costello with the Beastie Boys, Radio on Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul, starring Boogie and introducing the Texter.
I never knew they collabed.
I didn't either. I love Radio, and I love the Beastie Boys, so I guess them doing it with Elvis.
Okay.
Radio.
Okay.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but there's just really no reason to do this song here tonight.
Okay. Elvis Costello did that live in the 70s on Saturday Night Live, and then he was banned for many years because he told Lorne Michaels he's going to do a song, and then he ended up doing another song. This song. Here, let's get you back. Sorry, folks.
I haven't heard this song forever, and I love it.
Yeah.
So. But what does it have to do with the past week?
Okay, a lot of times I use national news. This is just big, very local stuff.
Oh.
Super local.
KCTK local? Did something happen? What happened?
I sent you guys a text the other day that the KCTK radio app has been updated.
Yes. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my gosh, that's huge news.
Yes. Yes. A lot of comedy people, such as Steve Martin AI, says it revolutionized the radio industry.
Steve Martin AI says. Wow. So, what were your other options you were considering?
I'm going to play them for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
I have three things that I think you'll get, but
wow. How old is this?
I think it was the 90s.
Yeah. This is crazy.
I love Elvis Costello. Again, we talked about the Rolling Stones last week. I haven't dived into Elvis very much, though.
Yeah, me either.
I haven't either. Not as much as I would like to have. I went through a little Elvis Costello phase. Had several of his albums.
I love the song. My favorite song he does is Veronica. Is that right? Yeah. He wrote it with Paul McCartney.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No wonder you love it.
Have you ever heard this? To me, it sounds like a Paul McCartney song that Elvis Costello is singing. Okay.
Which makes sense.
Have you ever heard the Paul McCartney song "My Brave Face"?
I have not.
My brave face.
Yes, sure have.
That rang a bell?
Yeah.
That's a Elvis Costello. They both wrote that one. To me, it sounds like an Elvis Costello song. The Paul McCartney
singing.
Yeah.
Well, those are some fun musical nuggets.
What'd you call me?
What? No, wait. Dang it.
So.
It never gets old.
It just never does it?
It doesn't. Normally, I realize when I'm saying like, oh, I know that Boogie's going to be coming with, and this one I didn't even.
So, that is Elvis Costello with the Beastie Boys being silly on Saturday Night Live. With Radio, which basically symbolizes the biggest news of the last week. Welcome to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul. Starring Boogie and introducing the Texter.
What's up, guys?
And I'm Chris.
And that's the best we've ever done. And I'm Paul. This is a show where we review the most important things of the past week and get you ready for the next week. It's a one-stop podcast to keep you updated. It's a real week review. Just listen to us. You won't need any other information outlet. That's our guarantee. Thanks for watching us on Facebook Live. You can join us or YouTube Live.
Oh.
You can join us by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We welcome your participation. Coming up, we have the weekly news quiz, pop culture update. We're going to have an interview about mental health, and my person never confirmed.
Oh.
So I have some thoughts. We're going to throw it anyway
Okay.
because it's on my mind too much, right? Future headlines and predictions, and plus much more. We'd like to start with what's going on with the guys, and I won't do the intros. Did you get any feedback at all from the intros, guys?
I asked my lovely bride when I got home what she thought because I said I got choked up on the air, and she's like, "Oh, I tuned in late," and so she missed it completely.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's the story of your life, isn't it?
Yes.
The local authorities and the FBI called me because I kept trying to get a hold of Linda Carter to thank her.
Yeah.
Which is the right thing to do.
Which is the right thing to do.
Yes.
But apparently it was the wrong thing to do, according to the FBI. So
Well, the text that you
just
sent
weird.
her, the text that you sent her, you up, boo, was probably
yeah, that might have been. And she replied, "Who dis?" I don't think everybody knows how much of a crush I have on Linda Carter.
Well,
I'm like Ron Swanson. Love my dark-haired women.
yeah. Well, you're engaged now. You're off the market.
Was aware of this affinity that you have?
You know, I honestly don't know.
Oh, shoot.
It may have tipped her off when I asked her to spin around to see if she would
Yeah.
turn into.
Yeah.
That'd do it.
Yeah.
That'd do it. Yeah.
You told her you would tell the truth only if she tied a rope around you.
Tied a rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just thought that was weird for some reason.
No, it's not weird at all. Chris, I had a thought this week that
Yes.
we have the boogie song. We even have a song for the texter who is with us today. Let's
Oh,
get to him
good.
now. We're glad that he's here with us. He's already texting.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing.
Imagine that.
But we never have we never really have a song for you.
Well,
I'm sorry about that. So what's going on? Here's your song. Here's your song. I found it. It came to me.
what is this from?
Well, number one, it's from the 70s.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who the lead singer is there? Man by the name of Paul Lynn.
I was gonna say it sounds like.
Okay. It sounded very familiar.
Is that the Brady Bunch he's with? The
No,
Partridge Family?
He's just singing about Halloween.
But where did he perform this?
He had a Halloween special, and it came up on TikTok. and
Oh,
thought,
I would love to see.
Yeah, I
his
know you
Halloween
would.
special. Oh
So
my
this is
gosh.
this is your new background music.
Okay, I love it.
Wow.
I'm down for it.
Uh-huh.
It's catchy.
So what's going on? What have you been up to?
Oh man, been quite a week. We got some good news on the Jane front.
She's leaving you.
But it's good news for her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This news is good for both of us, all of us, really. So we got her Onco scores back, and I don't really understand the scale, but basically, I think they said if it's a scale of 0 to 100, if it comes back 18 or above, then you really are going to need chemo and radiation, and she's not going to need chemo. Hers came back at a 12.
Awesome.
Nice.
Significantly lower than an 18, so not going to need chemo, and then radiation kind of in the same boat. And so she talked to that doctor on Friday, and he said, if it were his mom, he would not recommend radiation in this case. So, but she's taking the weekend to think about radiation and decide. So,
He didn't say
that's
night,
awesome.
but I
Yeah.
hate my mom. He didn't say nothing like that.
no.
Now the caveat is I do hate my mom, but
And I'll get a lot of inheritance.
Yeah, she's rich and just a real piece of garbage. So I would love to see her go.
so that is awesome news.
Thank you.
That's
yeah,
really awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a cadence that she checks in
Well,
to watch that number?
yeah, and that's another question we have to ask. Her mom brought up yesterday was like, so how often do they check and what do they do? Just so you know that they're keeping an eye on
Right.
stuff. So we're going to find that out. But yeah, she's been a real trooper. So that was great news. And then got to take Jane to her colonoscopy. So mine was the previous week, and then hers was this last week. And
Did you go back to Ginger Sue's?
No, we didn't. Hers was down on the plaza
Oh.
at St. Luke's. So
She's got a fancy colon.
we came back and went to First Watch here in Independence, and
nice.
it was lovely.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I think we're going to do it like every 10 years, just make that kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's nice.
I get mine, she gets hers, and
and
have a nice breakfast.
Everyone's
Yeah.
colon's clean.
yeah. And then last night,
Oh yeah, this is big news for
yeah,
everybody.
well, it was going to be big news. Me and Chad McAtee went to take an improv lesson.
Ooh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Chad McAtee, I understand, is a kind of a rising star in the political, or not political. What am I saying? That's what they call a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
I was going to say comedy, but I said political, which is the same
What's
thing.
the
folks.
difference? Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the comedy.
So we went, and there's several people we know that are interested in improv. Mm-hmm. So the thought was, we're going to go take this free class. It was a 5 to 7 o'clock free improv happy hour class. See what we think. If we like it and we want to do it, maybe say, hey, who all wants to do this? You know, maybe Of wants to go.
Yeah.
She might go pro.
She might.
We don't know.
and
She'll make that decision.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
up to her if she's good enough.
you went to the Bird Theater
Went
because
to-
you went there to watch people perform.
Yes,
you saw the voice of KCTK Radio, Megan.
Yes, and we went in and met Brandon there, and I said, "Hey, I've been here a few times. You know, I don't know if you know the voice of KCTK, Megan." And
Oh,
he,
dropped her name. Nice.
yeah. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I love Megan. She's great." He goes, "In fact, I actually taught Megan's dad improv back in the day."
So clearly the funniest person in the world. If he could train me to be as funny as I am.
yeah, so nice.
Did you say you knew me, or did you
yes?
didn't admit that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know him.
I wanted to keep it under my hat, but Chad's like, "Hey, we know Paul. Like, what are you doing?
What are you
dude?"
doing?
God, no, it
Associated
didn't
with that
go
guy.
like that.
And by the way, folks, it's not just because they didn't want to admit to me. They knew they couldn't perform as good as me, and they didn't want to have that level set.
Yeah, we don't. That's too high a bar.
Right. Thank you.
So, but nobody else showed up. Well, then Coulter came. I want to mention him because he was the one that was actually going to teach us. Ended up being a super nice dude.
Yeah.
So, trying to get all of this straight in my head here. So we ended up talking to him. Nobody else showed up for this thing. So we're like, well, do you teach improv to two people that just showed up together? And he's like, well, that's up to you. He goes, you know, we could talk about some things about improv. But then he said, actually, he gave us little coupons. So what they're doing now, you used to have to buy an entire 8-week program, and it was a progressive thing, so you couldn't join halfway through. They're changing what they're doing now. Oh, we're getting a look at the pew. I think some folks are in prayer and
We're all
contemplation.
praying.
So
You
anyway,
see that speaker he has there? Is that one of it's playing the show?
oh, that would be so great if
be
it
awesome.
if it linked with the church's PA system. It's a lovely church. So anyway,
Oh no.
Oh boy, why is this happening?
Okay.
That's not
Back-
a view
back to
anybody
Chris.
wants. Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of having to buy an entire 8-week course, they'll let you buy a course at a time. And it costs $25 to do a lesson. But if you buy more, you get a little bit of a volume discount. However, he gave us 5 coupons where we can go to a class for $15 instead of $25. A real class.
Is this
and
an
try it out.
is it an accounting class? Because I'm confused.
You know,
So
it's a little it's a
Here-
little hard to explain.
I never
know-
realized there was so much math in
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Now listen, I know I'm not allowed to organize anything,
Right.
True.
right? But I would suggest that we get a group that goes at 5 o'clock
To do the happy hour
and
thing.
just have it be
Just a big
group,
old group.
and Chad can get over. We already judge him anyway. It's not like we can't think any lower of him. Okay, so and also what's good about that, and they have drop-in classes at noon at the Kick Comedy Theater.
Where's the Kick Comedy Theater?
Well, I'm sure you've been there. There's the Green Burger.
Oh,
Town,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then the theater there and the
Okay.
coffee shop above in Westport. But they don't make it a happy hour like you can do at the Bird.
At the Bird,
you can
right?
have yourself a happy hour time.
Yeah.
And I am hilarious after I've had a few drinks.
Well, maybe I'll organize a happy hour drop-in improv.
Oh, look at that
Well,
face.
let me tell you this: my record of organizing isn't very good. Yours is unblemished.
It is
because you've never
It is
organized.
entirely consistent. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that sums up my past week.
Can you go and participate, or I'm sorry, can you go and watch without necessarily participating?
I'm sure you can. They were
wanna-
really chill there.
I just want to get drunk.
In fact, Chad even asked him, he's like, so do you guys rent this out as event space? They're like, oh yeah. And he goes, so what do you charge? They're like, I mean, it's just kind of whatever your budget allows. Like, wow, okay, that's an interesting business model. It's like, we try to get $200 an hour, but if, you can't afford that, just tell us what you got.
How big is this place?
It's pretty
It's
big.
good sized. It's,
It's down in the crossroads. It's
Yeah.
an old theater. It's
Yeah.
neat, though. It's a neat
it's cool.
little venue.
Yeah. And they were having a burlesque show last night that was
What?
going. I know. Yeah. They
Did they
said
ask you and Chad to participate in that?
no, they didn't. But they said there were going to be pasties.
Well,
Yeah. But we didn't stay for that. We left and went to I took
Church.
Took Chad to Jim's Alley Bar.
Okay.
Which we tried to go into the night we all went down in the Crossroads.
Yes.
But we couldn't get in. It was too packed.
Isn't it like the Spearfish or the? Is this a different place?
No, Jim's Alley behind
Gotcha.
King G there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool little spot. That's fun.
Doesn't look like to me. It looks like if the tool shed was brand new.
Yeah.
That kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Oldie time feeling, but clean.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, we were sitting there and Chad was saying he's looking at some house in Lake Lotawana that's like pristine 70s, but it's nasty. And he's like, it could look like this if everything was brand new.
Wow.
And,
An
yeah.
expert like Chad and I agree.
See?
That's awesome.
You're two real estate guys.
Yeah, we help people with home ownership.
Yeah,
It's
what are you gonna
passion,
do?
According to Steve Martin.
God, that is just unsettling when I turn over and I see that view of the texter. It just is really disquieting.
We've had enough of what you were talking about, Chris.
Yeah, please.
Let's find out what Boogie's up to.
This was kind of a low-key week. I was just super busy at work. What is he doing?
God.
Is he in the bathroom now?
Oh my God, he's Blair Witching us. What's
he-
going on?
He's on acid. Dude is toxic.
Yay.
Anyway, it was just kind of a blah week for me. Not a
Wow.
lot happened. Of and I just kind of started looking at venues and talking about
Yeah.
different plans, which we are no further than we were
Oh man.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but you've made progress though, because like you told us about the engagement,
yeah.
and then the next week you settled on some things. You asked Chris to be the officiant.
Officiant,
You
yes.
asked me to be sing, and so
Wait.
you've got a couple of those.
There was a
roles
second.
together.
There was a second thing there
Yeah,
that
right.
I don't recall.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't got his venue right.
Nope,
But the other
nope,
things
before
are
that.
settled.
Yeah, it was actually
No,
before that.
was before that.
Yeah, you've agreed to be the officiant.
Yes, correct.
So
correct.
after
That one.
that-
So those things are solid.
All right,
they're
whatever.
in there.
Yes.
They're there,
Right.
and they're solid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're locked down.
Solid as a rock.
Here we
that
go.
Could be
Oh,
one,
wow.
That
Great.
could be one.
Hey,
of
look what you've
Yeah.
committed to there.
That
That's
could be
lovely.
Of course, that's the song.
Of course it is.
That's the song that Of will walk down to. Paul live singing. Ashford and Simpsons. Acapella.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Solid as a rock.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Both parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm doing that because I'm not charging you guys because you're friends, but
Thanks.
anyone who wants me to do that, their wedding, I'd be glad to. Just let me know.
It's like a $10,000
913-735-0060.
$10,000 deposit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just tell them you heard about it on KCTK radio.
You might get a
Yeah,
discount.
the monetary value, that's going to be your best wedding gift by far.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on, buddy? Sorry,
So-
I derailed.
That's all right. Yeah, so that, I mean, I don't know. That was about it. I'm really trying to think of, it was just kind of a blah week.
Now, you again work from home, right?
No, we are.
Oh, you're back in it?
Yeah, we got smacked with the old.
When that started?
Full,
Back to
full
office.
time back to office?
No, we're 3 days.
Okay.
But yeah,
Is it bugging you a little bit?
it's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally no peers, teammates, boss.
Yeah.
None of my direct clients. Nobody do I interact with.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's literally a waste of time and
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever.
There you go.
Whoa.
I got a job.
Yeah, it's nice.
So yeah, that's about it. Just yesterday, I saw you guys talking about hooking up and hanging
Yeah.
out. I don't know how I came into like I missed the whole first half of the conversation, and I missed the whole froth stuff. And I just came in when it was about harps at that point
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, we went to and Dave Tice like, is Jack coming? Or is Boogie coming? Oops.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I missed the whole thing. So
Well, you were missed.
So I technically probably still could have came, but I had already committed to we have nothing going on Saturday.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, I'm
Hey.
sticking with nothing. I'm sticking with nothing.
Good for you.
So I will say, all the boys left. They all had different stuff to do. So it was just Of and I. So you guys did have like barbecue on my mind?
Yeah, we all met at. We had a nice time. The texture was there, Chris. Mm-hmm. All the stars of the past week, next week show, except for Boogie.
Yeah.
He did nothing, and along with our official musician, Velvy Blocker.
Velvet Blocker. Yeah.
And our friend Dave, who is who really worried about Dave because he now is a disc golfer with Velvy and Chris. And
no.
he always seemed like such a great person.
Oh yeah.
Bless his
We'll
heart.
drag you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get involved with the wrong crowd. That's what happens.
And next thing you know, you're playing Froggle. What's it called?
Froggle.
Yeah,
Yeah. Froggle.
Froggle froth.
You know
Yeah.
what? From now on, I'm calling it Froggle.
Good.
That's my new favorite word. It looks like the texture is going 1,000 miles an hour.
It does.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh, was that a stop sign he just
He
blew
gets,
through?
man. What is he doing?
God.
so yeah, with the harps, you tried to go there one time, right?
I tried,
Yeah.
but apparently they
were-
don't give a shit about their clientele.
Oh, they don't.
They were just
they-
closed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the attitude too. Is they don't care. Here's our menu. You want some or not? They weren't rude or anything. It wasn't like,
But just
why are you here? It's just, this is it.
this is
Get
what
over
you
it.
get.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. You know, I realized I am a barbecue snob.
How can you
That's
not be living in this town?
I'm glad you guys went and did that because who talked it up? Was it
Texter.
Texter talked
Texter,
it
yeah.
up? I'm glad you guys experienced it because now I know I don't have to go. You won't go.
Well, I would recommend you go there sometime, but also,
Nope.
Oh, Boog's out.
Nope. I'm out.
yeah, you may have a reason after trying to go there and they're not open and stuff.
Yeah, well, that and you're not happy. I need an endorsement that's like, man, that shit was good.
Oh,
but no, I'm not getting that. You were like, man. And the service was, man.
Yeah, and services.
I will say, though, you guys were talking about harps in the text. And so, ironically, Price Chopper is having this huge sale on their ribs. I got like this massive slab. I'm like,
Okay. So we impacted you.
You did. You
Yeah,
did. impact.
okay.
So in
I'm
a
like,
way, you were hanging out with us.
in a way, I was. I'm gonna try my own ribs, and so I tried them oven style, and it came out pretty good. So I still got
Good
ribs.
for you.
I tell you what, I like some oven style ribs sometimes.
I do too.
So since no one was there, Of and I just had ribs by ourselves, and we watched a couple of really good movies. We watched Burial with Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones. It is really...
It's a courtroom thing, right?
Yes, it's so good. It's
Okay.
so good. And in the spirit of Halloween, that's another flick on Hulu. It's called Boogeyman.
Oh,
Was it
nice.
good?
How apropos.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fun. It was, typical 2000s horror. Yeah.
So Burial.
Burial? How do you say it? Burial?
Burial. Yeah.
Burial.
And what is it? Tommy Lee Jones is like a funeral director guy or something.
Yep. And this big time, tycoon comes in and tries to buy up his shit, and they strike this deal, and the guy backs out of the deal halfway through, and Tommy Lee's family legacy is on the line, and so he has to tourney up.
All right, and in comes Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
I'm glad you brought that up. When I read about it, I'm like, ooh, I want to watch that movie. I completely forgot about it.
It's
till now.
really,
So,
really good.
Thank
Check
you.
it out.
Okay.
What about you, Paul?
Well, let's see what's going on with the texter.
No?
Oh,
You want to maybe describe what we've been watching
yeah. So,
from the beginning?
so the texter was at book club. Apparently, they had a business meeting. And as a good citizen of book club, he showed up. So we've been seeing him. He's been zooming in on his phone. So we've got to see all kinds of weird angles of the church and him and various body parts. And then he broke free from church, and he's been driving home at an incredible rate here.
Yes.
So, but I'll tell you what, his dedication to the show inspires me. He's got to go to book club, but he's going to sit there in church and he's going to text stuff like this.
Like this is what he's text. Here, I'm going to go ahead and read them. Yes, shit, damn, hell, poop, fuck. A bank of lights. Who's Jack? It was rainy. I think he was talking about yesterday. Ribs are not something that I eat. Interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know what? Ribs, sometimes ribs, if they put too much sauce, they're just too much trouble for me. I like the dry rub in more than one way.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I took a turn.
I about did a Paul Lynn spit take there.
Play Radio by Ramsden. Maybe I will sometime.
Okay.
Like Ribs, the song is something I will not eat. Okay. I hope that there is some good information that I can glean from this podcast. Listener from DeSoto. Great. There will be. Do the guys on the podcast realize that no one listens? Listener from Bait City. We do, actually, which just makes it even worse.
That's a real ironic statement.
That is very.
The listener fans love the intro.
Okay.
Great. There are many times I LOL while listening to the podcast. Listener from NYC.
We got a lot of listeners.
We do. New
chiming
York City.
in.
I don't understand any of the content as I don't speak English. Listener from Croatia. Okay. Well, thanks for listening.
He doesn't speak English, but apparently he writes.
He writes
very
in
well.
English really well.
And here's something I totally agree with. Jane is the best.
Aw, well, I agree.
She has a couple more procedures, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's got to continue through the reconstruction.
How many more of those? 2 more?
So she's got a few more fills. So she goes in every week, and they add 50 milliliters of saline to the expand. But it's not set. It's just when she feels like they're at the size that she wants. Okay. Then they'll take those out, put the implants in. Then after that heals, they'll do the fat grafting and put that around the implant. So a ways to go.
I guess I keep asking because I'm looking forward to her being done with it.
Well, hey, you and me both.
Yeah. So that was the texture. I just realized I don't have a song for myself.
Well, I was going to ask you about that when you were prattling on about me not having a song.
Yeah. I guess this is it.
The show where we review the most important things from the past. We can get
this
you
one I have a visceral reaction to this song.
Love?
It's not love. It doesn't feel like love.
Okay. All right, so
it feels like what Boogie's displaying over here next to me. That's what it feels like to me.
which is, if you can describe to the listeners.
Boogie was grimacing. head in hands, kind of shaking his head slowly back and forth in dismay, disgust, and despair.
Okay. With that, I'll tell you what happened with mine last week. So I got a COVID booster Monday.
nice.
Have you guys done that?
I have.
Have you done that?
I have not yet. I'm
Yep.
afraid Aaron Rodgers will attack me.
Yeah. As you can see, and this is why we do the video, I did get a haircut on Tuesday.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah,
does
it's
look good.
awesome. I'm wearing my white Chiefs jersey today because
You look like you're ready to go in. If Big Red needs you, you're ready to hop in
no,
there.
I'm just a fan.
Well, it doesn't look like it.
Oh, thank you.
You look
Yeah.
like you play.
Yeah.
I look like the front line, so big. Was also Monday was an elderly neighbor's birthday,
Oh.
and then a younger but elderly other neighbor's birthday.
Oh, wow.
So
Did you celebrate?
no, I forgot their birthday and told them happy birthday on Tuesday. So
Great.
happy birthday
Well,
to
that
both
is
of
an
them.
exciting week.
Yeah. 85 and I think 65.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about the second one,
Okay.
but I'm sure that's close to it.
I like your music bed
I
here, by the
love
way.
this
Yeah,
music.
this is really
This is-
soothing and nice.
This is from Hard Day's Night movie called
Okay.
Ringo's Theme. Okay. I took Megan to the airport. She's in a conference in Chicago.
Oh, fun.
Then had a nice late happy hour with my friend Chris
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Lakewood Local. I know a lot of people think that Lakewood Local is only open for lunch, but it's also for happy hour as well.
Yeah, that was nice, and it very nice of you. It was I had the board meeting for a financial institution I'm on the board of, and then Paul was kind enough to meet me afterwards.
It's always my pleasure.
Well, it's a
always my
nice
pleasure.
little tradition.
Yes. Got to go to the grand opening and ribbon cutting of the new Cargo Largo.
We've been talking about that for 3 weeks
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Cargo Largo was a place in an old building that was almost flea market, but not quite.
Yeah.
Extra stuff. Good stuff, but extra stuff.
Yeah.
Would you call it that?
Yeah, it's like the unclaimed salvage
Yeah.
stuff.
Couldn't you
So-
like go in and like buy entire pallets of shit?
Yeah.
Like,
There's another part of their business that does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they built a gigantic building off Nolan Road now, and then they put a new shop in. So I went to the ribbon cutting of it. And there's new shop looks like a nice Walmart.
wow.
That's so crazy.
So it's gonna. I don't know. Their clientele. I have a neighbor who goes. She goes there every day, but she was in a Mediterranean cruise.
Well, la-ti-da.
So I'm interested in what she thinks of it because it's kind of for those people to go and find bargains. This looks like just like a Walmart.
That I'm gonna have to go in and see it, but
Yeah.
that was part of the thrill for
Yes.
me. Is it's kind of a
Because
dingy.
you feel like you're rummaging through shit and
Yes.
you find
Yeah.
that diamond in the rough. And it's like,
Exactly.
oh, wow, look what I got for $10.
yes,
Yes.
This normally would have been $300.
bingo. Yeah, that's exactly how.
So
I
they
feel
don't
about it.
have that set up anymore at all. It's just a clean,
Yes.
fake ass.
And so I'm
Walmart
looking
now.
at prices.
fake ass Walmart.
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at prices, and I feel like in the other place to be like, wow, this is a good price. This I'm
no.
like, I don't know if it is,
Oh man.
but I'm not really there. I'm when I shop, it's like I need tube socks, and I go and I find tube socks wherever they are. Do you wear tube socks anymore?
Yeah,
Anyway.
is that a thing? I don't.
But anyway, that's an example.
Yeah.
I do buy other things sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Cargo Logo is not the place that you go to pick up something that you want. You have to go
Yeah.
and look and search.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
Wow. Well, I still want to check it out. but,
Again, that was kind of the fun of the old Cargo Largo is you go
Yeah.
in there
Right.
not looking for anything specific, but you're like, oh shit, there's a cog
Yes. I need this for my cog machine.
for $5. Normally that cog would be $100. I don't need it.
Is it a Cogswell cog?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Next to it, they have sprockets.
They do. They really? Okay. Wow.
But it's like I didn't even need it, but it's such a good price. I'm gonna grab it and
Yes.
hold on to it
Yeah.
until I need it.
And then you figure out you don't need it.
And then next thing you know, you got You got a little cargo largo in your own fucking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
You got a fake ass cargo largo in your own garage.
Fake ass Walmart. I don't know why that cracked me up so much.
Well, like I said, I do have a neighbor. She'll go there and she'll find just these great deals. Like, oh man, I have to buy this. This is worth a lot more money. Then she takes it home, and her husband's like, I know you saved a lot of money on this, but we really didn't need it, so you didn't save money.
Attorney Phil Lavoda is shocked.
So there you go. Also, just a lovely. Thanks for the Harps barbecue. It was nice to see everybody.
It was, yeah, that was a fun time.
I'd like to see more of you guys, but I can't organize anything.
The texter's highlighting, I think, something he got at the barbecue yesterday.
A brand new mug.
Brand new mug. Yeah.
So I mentioned that there was other options that been on my mind. Here is, see if you can guess. These aren't songs, so I can't use as the first song of the big news story.
Okay.
But maybe you can figure out why I thought about these.
How are you this week, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, you doesn't have to call me Johnson. My name is Raymond J. Johnson Jr. Now, you can call me Ray.
Okay, don't say anything, guys.
Call me Jay, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Sonny, or you can
Don't say any. Don't say a word.
or you can call me Ray J, or you can call me RJ, or you can call me RJJ,
Okay,
or
don't-
you can call me RJJ Jr. But you don't have to call me Johnson.
Okay, so I want you to write down what news story I'm referring to. I'll give you two other clues.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know it, Chris?
I think.
Okay.
I didn't know we were going to do an interactive game.
Okay. Tell me when you guys are ready.
Ready?
You're welcome to change your answer
okay.
after the second clue.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not changing my answer.
I got it.
I used to love this song.
I thought about using that full song, but I hate that song so much that there's no possible way I could use that.
I've never even heard that song.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Here's
I
one
love it.
one more clue.
Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason to live.
I used to love this song, too.
Didn't a small person like fire back a diss track at him?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it Paul Williams?
probably.
I think it was.
I don't know,
think
but a small person fired back a diss track
Okay,
at
so-
him like, fuck you.
So those three things that weren't
Okay.
necessarily songs talks about one of the big things that happened this week. Did you guys want to take a guess? Chris, what do you have written down?
I wrote down the new Speaker of the House,
His name is.
Michael Johnson.
That's right. Is that you get it right? Dave?
I did. And go ahead.
Yeah. What? So I want to bring up short people.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's okay that we get to discriminate against people. So I'm discriminating against him because he's short. Because this guy is an election denier, a climate skeptic, anti-abortion person who is also completely anti-gay and
Yes.
LGBT.
Yep.
And he was like, did I say that wrong? LG. I don't know all the letters, but
I don't
folks, I'm
either.
an ally. Okay, so just get over that. So he tried to overturn the 2020 election. Okay, so he wrote like the legal way to do that. He was a spokesman for a hate group that supported recriminalization of sex acts between consenting adults. He opposed LGBTQ plus rights. He's stringently anti-abortion. He wants to cut Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare. He's an advocate for convent marriage, Covenant. Thank you. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
It's the extra special marriage. You can get a license and be
You be more married?
more
than other
married.
people?
More married?
which I would say to somebody, then you're not a person of your word. If you need an extra special thing to be married, then don't be married.
That's
because
a great point. Yeah.
Either you said it in the regular marriage.
Yep.
Climate skeptic,
Extra large Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid.
And he's a nut job, folks.
Yeah.
Let me play this little video I found of him. Oh man, I got a couple of them. Listen to this. This is what he said when he became speaker.
Doesn't have a lot to say on this topic, does
No, he does. He actually does. It's a video thing that I'm trying to play.
She spent the last couple of weeks on her knees in prayer to the Lord, and she's a little worn out. She spent the last couple of weeks on her knees in prayer to the Lord, and she's a little worn out. She spent the last...
Okay, we got it. That's his talking about his wife. Why his wife
I
wasn't
heard
there.
that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She's too busy praying for weeks at a time to show up when he
Yeah.
gets installed as the speaker.
That doesn't sound like married supreme to me.
Right.
Marriage
Now listen to
supreme.
this. Listen to this guy's.
I am a Bible-believing Christian. Someone asked me today in the media, they said, it's curious. People are curious. What does Mike Johnson think about any issue under the sun? I said, well, go pick up a Bible off your shelf and read it. That's my worldview. That's what I believe. And so
That's
I make
your
no
personal
problem.
worldview.
It's my personal worldview. But
That is just infuriating.
It's so infuriating. It's so infuriating. It's like some nut job that goes to a book club business meeting every week.
And what's hard for me,
But at least he was cursing.
this is so judgy, but there are people that because he mentions the word Bible are going to be comforted and go, okay, well he's a good guy.
He's good.
So I have a question. What did the Bible say about Social Security?
Oh, it didn't mention.
Okay,
it.
what did it say about tax policy?
Yeah, it didn't. Render unto Caesar what is his.
I mean, this guy's third in line to be president.
Yeah.
People keep saying that, but so what? He still has a very important job, and he's a freaking nut job because the Republican Party has to pick this guy that no one really knew, so they can all agree with him.
They're held hostage by the wingnuts in the party.
And he's not, it's weird to say, but he's better than Jim Jordan.
I think he's less known than Jim Jordan.
Yeah.
He's flown under the radar, and he looks like a milquetoast dude. But
And now listen to this, too. This is what he said after the mass shooting that happened in May.
White.
What?
Whatever happened to separation of church and state?
yeah, exactly. It just flies in the face of the founders that these people claim to represent their ideals.
I remember Colin Powell was getting interviewed years ago, and somebody was asking him about Obama, and they're like, well, what do you think about him being Muslim and blah, blah, blah? And he's like, first off, I don't believe he is. But more importantly, what if he was?
Yeah.
Why would it matter?
Yeah.
Why would it matter? What happened to the
Boom.
separation of church and state? As long as he's not, trying to impart any of his religious beliefs into his governing, why does it fucking matter?
Yeah.
So here's the new Speaker of the House after the mass shooting.
about this horrific tragedy, it has moved everyone in the Congress, as you might imagine. Our hearts go out to all those involved, the families, of course, of the victims, and we're so grateful for law enforcement. We trust and hope and pray that they're able to apprehend this individual as quickly as possible. There's no more injury or loss of life. This is a dark time in America. We have a lot of problems, and we're really, really hopeful and prayerful. Prayer is appropriate in it. That the evil can end and this senseless violence can stop. And so that's the statement this morning on behalf of the entire House of Representatives. Everyone wants this to end, and I'll leave it there.
So you're not praying enough, folks. That's the reason that we have these things.
Just pray harder, pray more.
I don't remember what the Bible said about AR-15s.
Yeah, I don't think they're mentioned in there. Yeah.
Huh. And those of you that are like, oh man, he's really trashing the Bible. I'm not. One thing about the Bible and what I always thought is that God gave us kind of free will to think of things, and he gave us the gifts of thought and reason. And right?
When
And we can deal with our own times.
when a religious text goes from helping you with your personal walk, your personal morals and standards to governing other people, it becomes really, really dangerous.
Right.
And I guess it sounds like I'm poo-pooing the Bible. I'm not poo-pooing the Bible, but I am saying people's interpretation of the Bible have caused all kinds of bloodshed and atrocities over the last 2,000 years.
Right.
And
It
I
seems
mean,
unchurched.
there's over 600 denominations of Christianity because nobody can agree what the Bible says or means.
Right.
So to just say blankly, well, just pick up a Bible, then you'll know what I
Yeah.
think. No,
Yeah,
screw
which Bible?
you.
Which
you're,
Bible?
You're insulting the intelligence of everyone with that.
So, and the reason those folks, the reason we have that is because we don't vote. So I wanted to play this. This is where we need to be. I love this video so much that I even sent it to you guys by text at one point.
Oh.
And I think it's the best thing there ever has been. Let's play it. Wait, I showed in folder.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited.
Here's a. Here we go.
Listen, I'm watching all of these passionate, heartfelt TikToks being made by our Gen Z, and it's going to make me cry. But they're outraged at what's going on with our support of Israel.
Okay,
And
just another.
they're taking the position that they are not going to vote for Biden. And Gen Z, this is for you. I get you. I totally get you. I volunteered for Bernie Sanders' campaign both times. And when I found out the DNC shenanigans that we really don't have a democracy, we really don't have fair elections because the DNC is like a private club that tells us who we're going to vote for, I voted third party. I voted for Jill Stein. That is how much I get you. I get you. But I want to convey to you, if I can, that this is not the time to sit out. This is not the time to risk getting a Republican president. And I know you're going to respond with, well, when is a good time? I cannot stress enough that this could be the end of democracy as we know it if we get a Republican president in office.
I think that's actually true.
Wow.
And that's actually not the one I sent you, but it's the same type of message. Let's see if this is the right one.
We want to thank all the press
Oh.
for waiting. It's been quite a process.
This is another video.
Democracy is messy sometimes, but it is our system.
This is the new speaker talking.
That you see, this House Republican majority is united.
I'll try to go to the end here.
One more question?
Yeah, why don't you give more room for the cameras, not the films? I love it.
Maria Salazar is our media director.
Okay.
You've asked your question.
You asked your question. Go away.
We're not doing policy tonight. Any other questions? Other than that, thank you for being here.
So I didn't have. It wasn't the exact spot there, but it was. They started yelling down. Someone asked Michael Johnson about being a denier.
Election denier.
Yeah.
Which is a fair question to ask him about because he was/is. And then you got that mean old lady yelling,
Yeah.
"Shut up! Shut up!" Oh, God.
Okay, so let me go back to one more. I can't find it. I know I sent it to you guys. It's a young black lady who was just going off about the people need to vote.
I think I remember this one.
I do remember now.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have that, unfortunately.
Dang.
You know, I keep seeing people on social media, especially those who are very, very far left, saying this.
I voted for Biden in 2020. I have never liked him, and when I first heard that he was going to be the Democratic candidate, I said that I wasn't going to vote in 2020, but I felt like it was important, and I felt like he was the lesser of two evils, and I still feel that. But after today, I cannot imagine voting for him in 2024, because at this point, the lesser of two evils for whom?
Yeah, this whole I'm not going to vote for Biden in 2024 is maybe one of the most selfish and insane strategies I've ever seen in politics. But look, if Donald Trump wins, I want every single person who went on social media and said things like this and encouraged their followers not to vote to do a couple things for me. Go to every single family who lost a child in a mass shooting and tell them, yeah, I didn't vote for Biden, even though he passed the first piece of major gun legislation in over 30 years, and I let Trump win. Go to the little girls, the teenagers in Republican states who were assaulted and had to have their assaulter's baby and tell them, yeah, I didn't vote for Joe Biden, even though he's appointed pro-choice judges every single opportunity he's had, and I let Donald Trump, the guy who overturned Roe v. Wade, win the presidency. Go to coastal towns around the country, especially where people are suffering from climate change, and tell them, yeah, I didn't vote for President Biden, who invested the most in fighting climate change ever. I let Donald Trump and his pro-fossil fuel agenda win. And then go to the seniors on Medicare who now have their insulin capped at $35 a month because of President Biden, and tell them, yeah, I didn't vote for President Biden, even though he passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which did that, and now Donald Trump is going to come into office and undo all that progress. Oh, and go to all the veterans who are exposed to toxic burn pits while serving abroad, who now have more health care because of President Biden's PACT Act, and tell them, yeah, Biden expanded your health care, but I didn't vote for him, and now Trump is going to undo that. Oh, and finally, go to all of the Muslim Americans who are going to be deported under Donald Trump's new Muslim ban that he's been talking about in the past couple of days and say, yeah, I could have kept you guys here by voting for President Biden, but I didn't. I didn't vote at all, and Donald Trump got into office, and now he's deporting all of you guys. So sorry. So genuinely, for this far-left coalition of people who are like, I'm not going to vote for Biden in 2024, if Trump wins, you will be part of the reason why.
That's awesome. I wish I was as smart as that kid. The truth of the matter is that the leftists is what I call them. They're mad about Biden supporting Israel. Trump's going to support Israel. If you don't vote, and then I saw another video of someone saying, "Well, it's just not. We shouldn't have to have this forced choice." Okay, you're right, but we do.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in. And stop looking at your dumb Bible, grow up, and stop whining about, I don't want it to be this way, leftists. Grow up, have used real world, adult reasoning, and try to make the best decision for people and care about other people. I can't find that video.
Oh, yeah.
I'll find it and play it for next week. But I do want to show one other video for you. This is something I forgot to mention during my thing. I tell you how I get in fights on TikTok.
Yep.
I want to play this for you real quick.
You're a fighter, not a lover.
What?
What?
And then I'll explain what a jerk I am.
A song that started out as a corny country song ended up being an R&B classic. Songwriter Peter Sterling Radcliffe wrote the song in the 50s, and it...
Okay, did you hear that guy?
Uh-huh.
So my comment was, I didn't know that DJs still use the affected voice when they tried to do it. Like the 60s. This is the big bumper, everybody. So I write that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know people still use that. It's affected. It's not effected. So he had to come back with.
Oh, he corrected you.
It's affected. And this is my real voice. This is his real voice.
went unrecorded for 21 years. When Radcliffe's friend, Barry White, was down on his luck, Peter stepped up and bought his kids toys.
Is that his real voice, Chris? Is that his real voice?
That's his announcer voice. That's his VO voice.
So then I put on there, what are you, Murray the K? Something like, are you Murray the K from 1960s AM radio? Why? This guy's just making a TikTok about Barry White.
Yeah.
For Christmas, a kindness White didn't forget when he became famous.
I just hate it so much. I just hate that voice so much.
It's just, he's Casey Kaseming the thing.
But did I need to pick a fight with him on TikTok?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what's been going on with me this.
I
this
appreciate
week.
your transparency and your vulnerability there, but
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's important, but who knows? I was all over the place. I really wanted to share that one. You guys saw it. She's so right on of it. People need to go vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was a line in there that basically said, "You're mad because they don't care about your participation, but then you don't participate.
Yeah.
So you need to participate." All right, you guys ready for the news quiz?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it then. This is a CNN news quiz.
Wait, am I on the right? Yeah.
I think you're going to get them all right. Okay.
You think? Okay.
This is where we ask the questions and kind of get you reviewed for last week, and we always know them. We've never got one wrong. Okay. Hundreds of officers this week were called to respond to 2 mass shootings in which state?
Maine.
In Maine. That's exactly right.
I feel bad. I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. It was
Wait, you
weird.
didn't know about the mass shootings?
No.
In Maine?
See? And that is, there's just so many.
That it's just...
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it took place in Lewiston, Maine. The violence added to a list of 565 mass shootings reported across the U.S. this year. This guy went and shot up a bowling alley and a bar, and then went and killed himself at where he used to work. A former weapons instructor who was checked into mental health facility a couple weeks ago.
So he got out.
Got his gun because he could do that, no problem, and killed a bunch of people. 18 people, is that what it said?
Yeah, I think it was 18.
And then more people injured.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very sad.
Next question. Which Republican was elected the new House Speaker on Wednesday?
Rep. Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson. Yeah, way to go, Mikey. Good job, buddy. He's short. He believes in the Bible. He's your speaker, everybody.
And he has a black son named Mike Johnson that does not claim him anymore.
Oh, he doesn't
Yeah.
claim
Oh,
him
that
anymore?
whole thing's really weird too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I don't know if he didn't claim, but
He's like only 11 years younger than him.
the son, to my understanding, doesn't want to be associated with him anymore.
Oh.
Which, I mean, not sure that I would either. But I thought it was just weird to begin with that as soon as they got married, they immediately go out and adopt a 14-year. But they really didn't.
But didn't
officially
really adopt him. Yeah.
And it's just weird.
It's weird, man.
So weird. So weird.
Yes.
Okay. So weird. Okay.
Hey, but we got it right.
Right.
So
that's all.
I guess that's the important thing.
Around what percentage of Americans get flu shots each year?
Oh, geez.
This is going to be a tough one.
I'm going to say...
Choices are 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%.
I'm going to say only 20.
Yeah.
I think it's 22. 20
See,
as well,
I
should
wish,
say.
I feel like it would be like a 30 or a 40. I'd feel confident about this. Like 50 seems too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 is way too high.
So I guess 20.
Oh.
Wow.
It was 50, guys.
Really?
Okay.
It was 50. That's good to hear, though. At least
Yeah.
50% of people do it. Okay. All right. So we are
Two and
just
one.
two and one. All right. Number 4. An off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot has been accused of trying to shut off a plane's engine mid-flight. Which drug did he say he had consumed before the incident?
Mushrooms.
Magic mushrooms.
Mhm.
All right. The pilot accused of attempting to disable the plane's engine in flight told investigators he believed he was dreaming and taking magic mushrooms about 48 hours before the incident. Wow. Magic is that different from regular mushrooms?
Well, it's the psychedelic mushrooms. That's bizarre to me. I wonder how many mushrooms he had.
Yeah. So the last question, this is all Chris will get this for sure because
Yeah.
he's in this market. Which cryptocurrency saw a 20% jump over the past week?
I really well, I think Dogecoin has gone up, but I don't know.
Isn't that the kind didn't you invest in that?
I did. Yeah.
So let's just go with it and say
Yeah.
the reasoning because we hoped you made some money. Are you in it anymore?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm holding on to it.
Okay, well, good, because I was wrong. Bitcoin. Bitcoin surged again, topping 35,000 for the first time since May 2000. It's up 20%. Wonder why that happened.
I don't know. I'm hoping it brings up the Dogecoin.
Yeah, I hope it does too, Chris. I hope it does too. So we were 3-2, guys.
Okay.
Not our finest performance of the news, but the things that we did know, if you notice, we knew some depth about them.
Yeah.
You know, we knew about My Black Sun.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
My black son, won't you come support my political career? My black son.
The song almost writes itself.
It does.
Wow. Yeah.
In the Bible, it says always make sure you adopt a black son.
I don't remember that verse.
I do.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back with more Past Week next week with Chris and Paul starring Boogie and introducing the Texter.
Looking at the past 7 days so you don't have to. You could join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060.
We've been told that perfect mornings exist for the lucky few. That morning people own the waking hours. But the truth is, mornings belong to all of us. Your mornings are what you make of them. All it takes is saying yes. Starbucks Morning Yes.
Look for Starbucks coffee in a grocery store near you, then sit back and enjoy the exceptional taste of Starbucks at home.
Hi, this is Chickless Goose from Counterclockwise KC. Listen to our program each and every Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio. Personality-driven radio.
Hi, guys. It's your old friend Paul from KCTK Radio, reminding you again to download the KCTK Radio app. You're listening and you're going, I don't need the app, but you do need the app. Here's why. It's free, okay? You already got Candy Crush, all kinds of jackleg apps on your phone.
It's free.
Yeah, just get it for free. And then if you ever want to participate live sometime, you can put the notification on there. Also, you always can get the podcast on there as soon as they come out. So it's a fun thing to do. I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you, please. You're going to have fun. I've noticed something about you. You need to relax a little bit. You know, you need to kind of chill out.
Get away from TikTok.
Yeah, get away from TikTok for a little bit and listen to the KCTK Radio app. It's free. It will get into your brain and it will never leave you. So join us on the KCTK Radio app and have fun for once in your life. Do it the KCTK podcast way.
I'm excited to tell you about Bronco Blue Cheese Dressing. Blue cheese dressing with a little kick. Bronco Blue is an artisan-made salad dressing dip created in small batches. It is like no other salad dressing you've ever had, and it's made right here in Kansas City. Bronco Blue Cheese Dressing is made by our favorite chef here in Kansas City, Stephanie Broncato. And Stephanie's been making this dressing since she was 10 years old. This is her secret recipe, and one of the only ones she won't share with you because it's that good. Bronco Blue is a small batch, artisan-made blue cheese dressing with only the finest ingredients, with no preservatives. It is like no other blue cheese dressing you've ever had. And you, folks, should try a jar today. You won't regret it. And you can get it by the pint or half pint, your choice. Bronco Blue Cheese Dressing, the official dressing of KCTK Radio. Now, I want you to go right now to www.broncobluecheesedressing.com. Again, it's www.broncobluecheesedressing.com to place your order today. Get Bronco Blue Cheese Dressing with a little kick, and tell them that Bo, the official Bronco of Bronco Blue Cheese Dressing, sent you.
Ladies and gentlemen, tip of the hat.
Oh, that was a double dip.
Yeah.
To listener of the week, James Haversham.
Really?
He told me about a wonderful lunch he went to Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
He got a tenderloin for only $9.99.
Oh, that's a great price.
And he had to get a drink, buy a drink. You may be wondering where he got this from, Chris.
Yeah, it's such a great deal.
Because you care about his happiness, you're interested in his life. But you mostly want to know where you can get such a deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's at the Lakewood Local. Because they have fabulous lunch specials.
Now, given that this was James Halversham,
Mm-hmm.
and he liked it,
Yeah. He
was
liked
this
it
like
so
a 6-hour lunch? Did this lunch take an incredibly long time?
He's still working on it.
Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's really great. So, he went there Thursday at a tenderloin and fries for only $9.99. Now, if he would have went Monday, he would have got a pub burger, which are great there, and fries.
Yeah.
Tuesday, beef or chicken tacos.
Oh, yum.
Wednesday, this is where you can find Whiting, everybody. 6 wings and fries for $9.99.
Well, you know I can't turn down a chicken wing.
I know.
Yeah.
We sat down at there thinking it was lunchtime. It was later than that.
It was.
We were 12 hours late. And you got, that's what you got.
I got the
you can't
wings.
go past it.
No, I love a wing.
And then, of course, Thursday, Halversham's Day. Tenderloin and fries.
No.
And go there and have lunch. It's cheap. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. And tell them Charlie and Hank sent you.
Ooh.
That's a Lakewood Local for $9.99 lunch.
Making me hungry.
Making me hungry.
And we'll come back. Past week, next week, Chris and Paul. We have some exciting, exclusive showbiz news.
Ooh.
And we should have sourced it ourselves instead of using CNN, but we'll just start with the first couple of them.
Yeah, and then we get to the exciting one.
Mm-hmm.
But first, some sad news. Richard Roundtree, Shaft star, has died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Wait, what is it?
Yeah. I was talking about Shaft.
Richard Roundtree, the stage and screen actor best known for his performance as a tough-talking private eye in 1971's Shaft, has died. He was 81. The news was confirmed by Roundtree's theatrical talent agent, artist, and representatives. His agent, artist, and representatives, that the actor died Tuesday afternoon after a short battle with pancreatic cancer. His family was with him at his bedside.
He's pretty much of a badass, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then they called those movies blaxploitations.
Yeah.
I always try to call it blaxploitations. Try to put it together, save time. But if you notice some of them,
mm-hmm.
they couldn't be as good as Shaft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's one movie channel we have that it must be like a blaxploitation themed channel.
Oh, awesome.
Because it's always got like old Pam Grier movies and Fred Williamson movies.
Foxy Brown.
Yes, yeah.
And then the iconic Isaac Hayes song. I mean, that was like
that was
just
impressive, Boogie. Wow.
So I've already given a tip of the hat, but here's to Richard Roundtree. We'll miss you.
Yep.
You did
Sure
great.
will.
Listen to this, folks. Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff celebrate Cruel Summer hitting #1 4 years after initial release. Cruel Summer, a track off the 2019 Lover album, hit #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart this week. The music charting site reported the news on Monday, noting that it previously peaked at #3. The feat was cause for celebration given Swift's self-professed favorite song was initially released more than 4 years ago and only officially became a single in June. Jack Antonoff, I hope I'm saying that right, a frequent collaborator and co-writer on the song, appeared on the video with Swift and said that they felt that Cruel Summer was the best song on the album. I bring this up because it was originally released so long ago, and then now it's number one. At the time, on the Lover album, I thought it was the best song.
Whoa.
I told fellow Swifties. They looked at me like I had three heads.
You were ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever jack Antonoff?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
2 Taylor Swift songs.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Got all
Yeah.
meta.
But this is just me reminding any Swifties that I talked to back 4 years ago, and when I said this was the best song,
You knew.
they looked at me like, you're dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to you, Chris.
Just ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Adele candidly shares she was borderline alcoholic in her 20s, but now she's full on drunk. No, but now she's sober. While chatting with a beverage-consuming concert goer during her Las Vegas show last week, the singer revealed to her audience that she stopped drinking quite a while ago. She went on to lament, "It's boring, oh my God, it's boring. I mean, I was literally a borderline alcoholic for quite a lot of my 20s," she said. Adele has spoken before about her complicated relationship with alcohol, telling Oprah in 2021 she was probably keeping the alcohol industry alive after her divorce from entrepreneur Simon Konecki. Good for Adele.
So I saw on 60 Minutes. Gosh, I'm not going to remember the guy's name. Maybe you guys do. He's a top agent mostly for NBA. He's LeBron's agent. What's his name?
Yeah. Ah, crap. I can't remember his name. But he's dating Adele now.
Yeah, he dates Adele.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she, that's really interesting. And I think we're going to talk a little bit about this when it comes to mental health in a little bit, but I think this is it when you go through recovery. It's boring. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, though. You know?
Yeah.
Not that any of us would know that. Haven't overcome that.
I saw a guy on TikTok, and his whole shtick is he helps people with alcohol and mental health. And he goes, a lot of people say, well, I'm afraid if I stop drinking, life will be boring. He goes, here's a news flash for you. Life's supposed to be boring most of the time. It's not supposed to be exciting and fun all the time. That's the escape part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Here's he's been quiet all day, but he has a comment about these last two stories.
Personally, I am glad that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce. Pop stars love football players. Did I ever tell you about the one night I fucked Adele? I was definitely rolling in the deep, baby.
Now, do you think that was before or after she got sober?
Wow. I'm gonna say it was after she got sober.
Okay, yeah. That would be a good choice.
I think she sobered up because of it.
Oh, you think it happened, and then she's like, you know what?
I gotta
make a change.
Now,
I mean,
it's out here fucking Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I gotta rethink my life.
So let's go ahead and here's the big news story.
Oh, okay.
Going back to Taylor and Travis. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce enjoyed a romantic dinner at upscale Argentine steakhouse in Kansas City to top off a whirlwind weekend. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce topped off their picture-perfect weekend with a romantic dinner near his home in Kansas City. The couple was arriving at a sophisticated Argentine steakhouse in a Rolls-Royce Monday night. The restaurant usually closes at 9 p.m., but stayed open late to accommodate the celebrities pair, who at one point had the entire restaurant to themselves for an intimate dinner for two. After 2 hours inside, the pair was seen walking hand in hand to the car. Travis then gently placed his hand on the back, small of Taylor's back, and ever gentleman opened the car door and made sure pop star was safe inside. Now, we have some sources. I told you about that source. I'm not going to reveal that source.
Okay.
But you know.
I do.
It's a very reliable source.
Uh-huh.
And Boogie will definitely back me up because he knows I always tell the truth in every single thing that we do here. So both of you guys will back me up on this.
Absolutely.
A source, I knew about this Tuesday because the source wants to stay anonymous, but also wanted us to have the first dibs on it. But we come on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So here's some questions. Were they cute? The answer is yes, they were.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are they a real couple? Answer is yes.
Oh,
This is from a source that interacted with him.
Sure.
It's a big question, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could all be publicity.
Right.
What did they order?
That's a great question.
And the answer was Maui.
Wow, your source is really embedded.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Maui is what I usually call it.
Oh, mahi.
Mahi. Am I saying that wrong? I'm
Yeah.
so stupid.
No, you're not.
Help him.
I know I have it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Maui. Say it again.
Mahi.
Mahi. Mahi served with a lobster risotto, vegetables, and red pepper sauce.
Well, that sounds
Pan-seared.
good. That
That's
sounds
exactly
good.
what they have at that restaurant. The other question was, did they tip well?
Oh,
What do
yeah.
you think?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, they did.
Gotta be yes.
They did.
Yeah.
And did they drink some wine? Yes. Some Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
Blanco wine.
Nice.
That's white wine. Right?
I'm assuming, yeah.
I guess that goes with fish.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, the only other thing that I want to share with you guys is that I saw this picture.
Yeah.
And we're not going to show it to the audience, obviously.
Whoa.
Now,
yeah.
you see, what's Travis wearing?
He's wearing a Sopranos-like tracksuit.
Sweatsuit.
Maybe it's more of a Run DMC-esque sweatsuit.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Travis, you can pull it off. You're cool. You're a cool guy.
Yeah.
But you're taking your gal into a nice restaurant?
Yeah.
You can't put a collar on, dude?
Yeah.
Did you hear Chris Jones was on the New Heights podcast this week?
No.
And Jason Kelsey asked him what he thought of Travis when he first met him. And he
Oh,
just
boy.
goes, Malibu's most wanted, man.
Oh, no. That's awesome.
And he talked, and then they put up a picture of Travis dressed up in some goofy outfit and Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that
So I
cracked
guess
me
he's
up.
being himself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's been that way for
Yeah.
a while, so.
That's probably the appeal.
Yeah, probably so.
So they're hanging out at restaurants you guys been to. I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Can we say the name of the restaurant?
Go ahead.
Piropos.
All right, but that's all we're saying.
That's it. That's it. That's all we're going to say.
Keeping the rest of it
Yep.
tight. Will she be at Arrowhead today? Will the texter get drunk with her today?
Well, the game's in Denver, so I'm betting
it's in
she
Denver?
won't be at Arrowhead.
She might be.
Well, you know
You
what?
never know.
Yeah, you're right. What do I know?
You also never know about what's going on with the texter. He could very possibly.
He might have some insight. Oh, don't know what. We've got a whiteboard going on here.
Me in the Zoom meeting on my computer.
Okay.
Host, let me in the Zoom meeting on my computer, please.
Okay. So he's in there twice now, which is just great. We've missed quite a bit of his.
Boy, we sure have.
Let's go back to where we let me in. Why does Boogie Night feel the need to curse in every sentence he says? I don't think that's true.
I don't fucking curse in every
Yeah.
sentence. What the fuck is he talking about?
It's not a good price.
Church is rubbing off on
I got
him.
an iPad for $10 on good deals. Did you really, Dexter?
I think he just saw that
Oh.
commercial and he's making it up.
Sprockets. That was good.
Yeah, Spacely Sprockets. Yeah,
Thank
well
goodness. Paul Lavoda.
Sure.
Just so you know, I was nominated for Speaker.
Yes.
Of the
Yeah.
Missouri House several times.
Yeah.
And I lost.
done. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've taken a similar path.
Yes, I was as close as Jim Jordan was. for
Well,
Speaker.
clearly.
No, but I didn't lose 3 times.
Yeah.
You should have adopted a black kid.
Dang it.
My black son.
Won't you come help me be Speaker?
Oh, man.
The Michael Johnson I know was a fast motherfucker and held the world record.
Oh, I remember
was
him.
fast.
Yeah.
This guy sounds like a real representative of no one.
That's
Ples-
the insight you pay for,
Plessy
folks.
versus Ferguson, separate but equal. I think this applies. Thanks. The Bible does talk about Stinger missiles and tanks.
I don't think it does.
600, I think they're exaggerated for effect.
I'm not. There's at least 600 different
Okay.
denominations. Yeah.
I volunteered for Sanders for 10 elections, and that person is why Trump was elected. If you vote third party when you vote for Trump. That's true.
Yeah.
Now there's a new guy.
Oh, yeah.
Dean Wormer, I think is his name. He's running.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, just idiots.
Hey, we all wish Joe would say, I'm not running again. We get it.
Yeah. But he's not going to do it.
He must believe that he's the only way that Trump, he's the only person who will win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so far, but also there's a theory that Jill doesn't want to leave.
Really? That it's Dr. Jill Biden?
Yes.
Who is not a medical doctor, by the way, guys.
And Boogie is not a fan of hers.
I am not.
So let's blame it on her. So far, I've not gleaned anything from this podcast. Listener from DeSoto. That's why you got to stay tuned. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, let's quiz. I know a guy who bowled a 301. Have you ever heard of anyone bowling 300 and losing? No, I haven't.
No.
So weird. 23%.
Oh.
50% of the people are going to get autism because of the vaccine. Clearly, 50% of the people now have a chip that is monitored by the deep state.
Thanks, Bill Gates.
Bitcoin increased because of Banksy. I think it's probably true. It's as good as any other thing. Can you let me in on Zoom on my computer? I did that. Are you really going to sit here and do nothing about Stephanie being forced into child labor at 10? Yeah.
That I'm not.
I'm not for that. Hey guys, we have a special feature. We do it every week, and this one was going to be an interview with a mental health professional.
Oh, uh-huh.
And Dr. Allison Snowden, and she works with clients to transform and reprogram their subconscious beliefs and break through from their emotions and trauma. She's told me she wanted to be on the show, and then, like the other guests that we were going to have the other day, ghosted me.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
So how does that help me?
Yeah, that doesn't help your mental health.
With my mental health.
Yeah.
But this whole mental health crisis that we have, I don't know. I want to talk to someone about what to watch for. Because here's things, guys, that's going on. First of all,
yeah,
we lost Matthew Perry.
I know. Yeah.
He really had terrible substance abuse, which I put into mental health issues. Let me just say from the get-go for our discussion, I think everyone has mental health issues. The same way everyone has health issues sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
And we lost Matthew Perry. He drowned. He just had an addiction his whole life. My first reaction was, why is this even on the news? He was an addict his whole life. He probably fell off. But then that's not really how I feel. I feel sorry for the guy.
Yeah.
He could have died either by going back on drugs, because it doesn't sound like a 54-year-old man would just drown in a
hot tub. And one of the headlines I saw said, no substances were found.
Yeah.
That just doesn't. It doesn't sound really believable
for a guy who's had lifelong substance abuse problems.
Yeah.
But then again, he did ruin his body. I don't know if you ever heard any of those things.
Yeah, I remember him saying when he would look back at friends, he could tell if he was addicted to booze or pills at the time. If he was puffy, it was alcohol. If he was skinny, it was pills.
And I probably shouldn't say this because it's probably there's something with his colon he had trouble with too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Something with what?
His colon.
Oh.
Which never could recover.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't hear about that.
So he was really in very, very, very poor health as well for 50.
So I guess, it could have been just tore his body up.
Okay. This mass shooting that we had. The first thing is, it's mental health. Okay. I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health issues. Homelessness. We see homelessness everywhere. It used to be like a LA thing. They'd have these camps. There's one right there on 40 Highway.
Yeah. It's true.
These people are mentally ill and they're self-medicating. And they don't want to go into any type of help. QAnon. There's so many people believe in these conspiracy theories.
I know.
The election deniers. There's conspiracy theories I see all the time. The people who don't believe we had a moon landing, who think that the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
More and more and more and more.
Saw a lady interviewed at one of Trump's things last week, and she was telling the interviewer that, Trump really is the president.
Yeah.
Like they really believe that he is still running the country right now.
Yeah. And it's...
When actually he's just ruining it.
Right.
Yeah.
A couple things I meant. Last week we talked about a friend of yours, Chris, that killed himself.
Right.
We talked about the young man, Boogie, at the high school.
Yep.
So we got substance abuse, eating disorders are rampant. Road rage, you see it more than used to. These are all these things. And I'm glad you had that reaction, because as I move to what do you look for, I really think we're all nuts, all of us. I'll give you a small example. We don't have time to go through the things for me, but road rage is the thing I have a problem with.
Okay. Yeah.
I get really mad and want people out of my way.
Yeah.
I've stopped. I'm trying to be conscious of it. I don't honk at them and get mad. I just quickly go around them. And
I saw you back in the day.
Probably in a dangerous way.
No.
I still probably go around them in a dangerous way, but I get so tied up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we all struggle with this stuff. So what do you look for? Here's some ideas. Let's just listen to this.
Okay.
Mental health conditions are more common than you may think. 1 in 5 youth or young adults lives with a mental health condition.
Or people.
Do you know the warning signs? Like feeling sad or withdrawn for more than 2 weeks. Severe mood swings that cause problems in relationships.
Check.
Intense worries or fears that get in the way of daily activities.
Bingo.
Wow. Sudden overwhelming fear for no reason.
Jesus Christ.
Or seriously trying to harm or kill oneself, or making plans to do so.
Just slowly.
Right.
Why'd I laugh? I'm sorry.
Not eating, throwing up, or using laxatives to lose weight.
Nope.
Significant weight loss or weight gain.
Oh.
Severe, out-of-control risk-taking behavior that can cause harm to self or others. Repeated use of drugs or alcohol.
Oh, boy.
Drastic changes in behavior, personality, or sleeping habits.
Oh, that one hurts.
Or extreme difficulty concentrating or staying still.
What?
Yep.
If you see these signs in yourself or a friend, tell a trusted adult. The first step to getting help is to say it out loud.
Okay. I'm going to check for myself.
Yeah,
and most of my friends.
Back to your earlier statement that you believe we're all fucked up to some degree. Like, do you know anybody that at least one of those things wouldn't have been checked?
That's my point. I think they're all there.
I feel like the one was like either gaining or losing weight. Well, everybody is fucking either gaining or losing weight.
But it's a rapid thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with both of you. Like we all have mental health issues, and I think there's the stigma around. You alluded to it, Paul, when you're thinking, well, Matthew Perry was an addict. Is it like we put the onus on the addict and say, oh, they're bad.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, according to Painkiller and Dope Sick, that was the whole idea that Purdue Pharma came up with to keep themselves out of trouble. Let's just blame the addicts.
Right.
We got to take the stigma away from it. And I think people are a little more, generally speaking, they take charge of their physical health. Like, okay, I know I need to eat this. I know I need to walk. They don't always follow through. But I don't know if people think about that with their mental health as much. Like, there's things I should be, I should be meditating. I should be part of a community where I can interact with other real humans and not just a screen.
Right. And I think we're better at, I need to go do my yearly checkup physically than we do our mental health things because it's just not part of I was looking for articles. One of the article that I found was What to do to stop the next mass shooting?
Oh. Well, that's timely.
Well, I thought, wait a minute. Isn't that just like how to throw, to me, it's how to throw a great funeral after someone kills themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're already at the mass shooting part. We don't even look for the things. And one of the other articles is just basically talking about understanding mental health as a public health issue, which we don't do.
Right.
Yeah.
And what takes, since there's not a lot of resources, what is the most courageous thing is realizing that you need help and asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had a cold, you would go to a doctor and ask for a Z-Pack or whatever. That's not courageous, right? But we call it courageous if you ask for help. It's the same damn thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe even the stigma of, oh, we're so proud of you. People don't want that shit. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just realize that people care about you, and it's the other thing. And I also have some solutions on what.
Oh.
Because I was thinking, well, I can solve this problem. Well, guess what it would take to solve this public health issue in our country?
Ooh.
I'm on pins and needles.
Yeah. What?
Just take a wild guess.
Funding some mental health. I guess going back to before we got rid of all the mental health resources in the
Yes.
80s for folks, would go back and provide those again.
The answer I have is money.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this culture, our country, is really good at throwing money over things that we think are important.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the Chiefs game is this afternoon, and we're funding a war.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we think are important.
Yeah. Couple of them right now.
So from a public health point of view, for mental health, we gotta start paying people more living wage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Think about the stress that you've been under when you don't have enough money to do something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Now this isn't going to replace everything, but when we start treating people like humans and paying fairly,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, "Oh, okay. I'm valued."
Yeah. And that is such a great point. I read an article a while back. They said, money can't buy you happiness, but to a certain extent it can. And I think they said up until you're making about $75,000 a year, the more you make until you hit that point, it does make you happier because you have less worries about life. Now, beyond 75,000, I was saying it doesn't make you any happier, but there is a lower limit. Mm-hmm. And if we could get people to that point,
to a
it would
living
help.
wage, yeah. And we can do it because we know corporations and the 1% make the money. They have it.
They have it. It's all there.
And they still would make a crap load of money if they would just share it with the workers.
Yep.
The other thing is insurance needs to pay for mental health issues.
Yeah.
All type of things. Mm-hmm. Whether you're going to a counselor, whether you need a prescription, whether you go to the Brainwave Institute, no matter what it is, it needs to be paid for. Mm-hmm. And back to money, counselors and people who deal with this need to be paid more. Nurses that deal with this need to be paid more, right?
Yes.
Speaking of people that need to be paid more, teachers, they need more training to identify these in kids. It was such a pretty good story that you told Boogie that they identified this issue with this kid in that high school. I don't know if they identified it or they found out it was going to happen. That the kid that was going to kill himself?
Yeah.
Who found that out? The school?
No, they they unfortunately found him in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so they weren't able to preempt it.
Okay. But they stopped it at least.
They did stop it, yes.
So they needed more preemptive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And how are you going to do that? Tell teachers to do that? That's a Republican solution. Just tell teachers to do that without paying them any more training that costs money.
Yeah.
All,
you know what I mean?
All first responders and teachers should receive training on mental health crisis intervention.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. Everyone should go through, starting early childhood education. That releases stress for parents, but also lets the kids know throughout their education, oh, yeah, this is something that's important you need to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that it's okay to talk about.
Yes.
Right? You start removing
Right.
the stigma very early.
Yeah.
Now, here's one that I don't have even any more specifics of what it is, but social media solutions. I don't know what that means. But social media has made everyone nuts.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's that disconnection I was saying, getting off of your screen and talking to people. We need to do that more.
Well, and back to the kid, like in the whole social media thing, it's just the whole bullying aspect, and these younger generations now put so much stock in what people say online, and people online are just complete assholes. Because they can be, because that sounds so old, but back in our day, if you said the bullshit that people say online to your face, you get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
But now it's like I can say whatever I want to because I'm on my phone, on the bathroom, talking shit in my own little safe space.
Yeah.
So I can call Chris whatever I want to, and he can't get to me.
Yeah. And it hurts, Boogie.
Yeah.
It hurts.
And you brought up something very specific. The mental health institutions need to be available.
Yes.
Again, that costs money.
Yeah.
But what we get from the Johnson is prayer more prayer, but not, and also from the NRA after mass shootings and stuff. Oh, we need more mental health, but they never fund this stuff because heaven forbid someone has to pay more taxes who should be paying their fair share anyway.
Well, anytime there's a shooting, it's not the time to talk about changes to any legislation. It's just the time for thoughts and prayers.
But they always say, don't take the guns, it's mental health, but they don't do anything about it. That's why in your Bible, Johnson, it doesn't say anything about tax policy. And that's what this has happened in our country, and especially our state. I know firsthand. Tax policy has been, look, I cut your taxes. There's no support for schools or no support for any type of health care infrastructure, and it's driving people nuts. And nobody who is a middle-class person has seen any type of, oh, wow, my taxes are less. Yay. It's always corporations and give out to them. And instead of taking responsibility, they want to blame people on public assistance and such.
Always.
And it is tax policy, folks. That's the solution for more money, to identify and use our collective money and our collective will around those ideas that are important to us. Otherwise, if we're on our own, we're on our own.
Yeah.
So stop caring if we're on our own. Stop caring that this person wants to change their gender. I thought we were on our own.
Yeah.
Don't get mad if I discriminate against you, Johnson, because you're short. I thought that's what we did. We're on our own. I thought, well, we can discriminate against anything that book. I could read this book that said short people are bad.
Yeah.
It's a book. At a book club.
You can probably find something in the Bible that backs up your assertion.
Yeah, okay.
I bet you can.
Good. I'm going to.
Yeah.
Let's see what the text has to say about
Yeah,
this.
he's always insightful.
Yeah, it's going to be great. He actually has a lot. Bronco Billy. That's good. This setup is awesome. He got constipated and had lots of poo inside, and it ruptured. Oh, that was Matthew
Chandler Bing. Yeah.
He went to high school with a girl named Nancy. He sure did. I have mood swings. Yep. I have fear of real reasons. Yep. Sounds like ADD. Ted Lasso did a great job of starting the conversations regarding mental illness.
I agree.
Yes,
I think that was a great part of that show.
Yeah. Let me tell you about something I love. I love the color of the inside of the new KCTK mug.
It is a beautiful color.
Politicians need to be paid more. You know what? Local politicians do need to be paid more.
Yeah, local politicians do, for real.
I can't tell you, I'm in the legislature making $32,000 a year.
Yeah.
Which, I get it. It's a public service. It's an honor to be there. But some of those guys, it's the best job they've ever had.
Yeah.
Wow, they're rich because they're making $32,000. That is not a qualified person, folks.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights looks like a floating head. He sure does. We are on a screen talking to each other. When you say Johnson are using double meaning, yes. The listener from DeSoto just said he did get a fact. and that's nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome. He did get something from the show.
Came full circle for it.
Yeah,
All right, so
it did.
next time, if we ever, I got ghosted by Dr. Allison.
Okay.
What if she comes back? Do we let her back?
Yeah, I think because of the topic.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for letting that off my mind. And now let's go
Ah,
to
yes.
sports.
Boogie,
Boogie, go ahead and get into it.
you just you had a look on your face.
I did. Yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and start with the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies. First round of playoffs, first off, for all of Kansas. Specifically, the Northwest Huskies faced off against the Olathe North Eagles, and it absolutely stomped them. It was a 48-7, I think was the final score.
The Huskies stomped the Eagles?
The Huskies did. So the Huskies will be moving
Okay.
on a personal note, number 14 still did not touch the field this week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, the KU doctors, the trainer, his coach, and his physical therapist all agreed. Since it was kind of assumed that Northwest would do good against this particular team in the first round, they all took the approach of let's go ahead and sit him out one more and get him as close to 100% next week when we will need him.
Okay.
So, literally right now, I am waiting to hear if he's fully suited up for practice or not. They're practicing right now.
Okay.
So we'll see.
How's it feeling for him?
He's definitely still tender. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, if you had to go tomorrow, could you play? He goes, yeah, it would hurt, but I could play. So hopefully by Thursday he'll be good to go. Yeah, so just a general recap of the area. Gardner Edgerton. Oh, I'll do that last. Olathe South faced Shawnee Mission South and beat them 49-20. Olathe South, ironically, is who the Northwest Huskies will face off against Thursday. And I don't know a lot about this team. Apparently, they just have this amazing quarterback. We talked about the kid from Blue Valley West, Nagy's son.
Yeah, right.
Who's like little Mahomes. He scrambles a lot, pretty accurate. Apparently, this kid is like him on crack. Like this quarterback. Like literally, I'm hearing this kid is the team himself.
Wow.
But is amazing. So
that could be a big night for Joseph.
It could be a big night for Joseph.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Let me go ahead and just jump straight into the Blue Valley North Mustangs. They faced off against Gardner Edgerton, which Gardner Edgerton they were for sure in the 1 seed in the 6A bracket. They may have been the number one period in the state of Kansas. Blue Valley North didn't have the best records. They, I think, were at the bottom, which is why they faced off number one, whatever the bottom was. Anyway, Blue Valley North, man, got to give them some props. They came out fighting. Unfortunately, the final score was 45-0.
Oh, wow.
Didn't go their way, but they came out fighting, man. They looked good. Number 25, the great Gabe Watson was on the field. He played very well. And this one particular play, man, he almost got him on the board defensively. So, the Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers are charging down again for another touchdown, and it's funny because he actually missed his tackle on this kid, but the kid ends up fumbling. And Gabe said he sees the ball. He realized in the moment that he missed the tackle, like, oh shit, that was my assignment. I missed this kid. He's about to break out. I don't know if the kid gets tripped up or he just, butterfingers fumbles the ball. Gabe sees the ball, and in his mind he goes, fuck, I got to grab that ball because I missed the tackle.
Right. Yeah.
He grabs the ball, picks it up, 20-yard run. He stumbles somehow for another 15 yards.
Oh, no.
This was the slowest, longest fall I've ever seen in my life. So he didn't make it, by the way. And then, they end up stopping him, obviously, with a 0 score. But he gets home, and we're all just cracking up because even he says, dude, I felt like I was falling for 20 minutes. And he's stumbling, and he goes, okay, I'm going to fall now. All right, here I go.
For about 15 yards?
For about 15 yards. Oh, I am still up. Do I have balance or not? Am I going to fall? Wait, I'm going to make it. No, I'm not. Okay, here I go. And it felt that way from the stands, too. It's like, fucking fall or pick it up and score. So he finally falls.
God,
it was just
good,
hilarious, dude. He's like, it was in slow motion. It felt like it was 20 minutes. So that was the highlight of the game. He almost got him on the board defensively, which would have been awesome. But,
Now, the texter's telling us Shawnee Mission North played Thursday night. They lost 35-69 because they weren't properly hyped up with the video. Is one of the reasons.
Shawnee Mission North. Who did they play? Shawnee Mission North.
They played another team.
Oh, they played
called
Olathe North.
They played Blue Valley West.
Blue Valley West. Okay, so they played Little Nagy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 69-35. Holy shit.
Wow.
In another type of sport, the Baker University men's soccer bums won last night and did make the conference tournament. That's good.
Yeah, I think that's
see how
good.
far they go without their star player.
Yeah.
OS, they are a good offense but no defense. Is that what's OS mean? Olathe South.
Yeah, so that's who Northwest plays.
And we played. I think when he says we, he's trying to mention North.
Yes.
Played Olathe South week 2 or 3 of the season.
Oh.
Did you win?
Your choice.
Didn't win. I'm hearing that the whole Shawnee Mission district, they're not very good. So every Shawnee Mission school lost over the weekend of the first round, except for the 2 Shawnee Mission schools that played each other. So one of them had to win.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, good. Thank you for that report. I hope the boys are doing okay.
Yeah,
we won the feel good.
Hopefully Sunday I will be reporting that Blue Valley Northwest is continuing on, and also that number 14 hits the field.
Yeah. Let's hope.
And the Chiefs play today.
Yeah.
They'll do. It's the Broncos. The Broncos stink, so they should be okay, right?
They should be, but that always makes me nervous.
But they played better last week than I thought they had been playing.
Yeah.
So I was happy about that.
Yeah, it looked a little better.
This game.
What about
important.
the return? I'm sorry, Chris. What about the return of Nicole Hartman and he made some very key plays last week.
That punt return was fantastic, awesome. And a clutch third down catch down in the red zone area there. So that was good to see. But next week the Chiefs will be in Germany doing the morning game.
Yeah, we may have to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that because they play at like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
We could do a Mystery Science 3000 and have the show during the game. We could call the game.
Wouldn't that be? So we'd be like the Manning cast.
Yes. Yeah.
The KCTK cast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. That's sports, folks. I won't even play the thing. The
thank God.
texter does have a question. Behind your left shoulder, is that a collage from Playgirl? No, that's the Beatles' White Album.
Yeah, it's a great question.
So we got you. Your mental health is perfect. You're up to date with everything, and now we get you ready for the next week with headlines and predictions.
Yeah, it's a hilarious segment, folks, where we take actual news stories ripped straight from the headlines. But what we do is provide a funny twist. We write our own little punchlines to make them jokes. So I'm going to stop explaining and just start reading so you can laugh. President Biden ordered airstrikes on 2 Syrian sites linked to Iran in retaliation for a string of attacks against U.S. military personnel in Syria and neighboring Iraq. Two F-16 fighter jets dropped precision munitions on an ammunition depot and a weapons storage facility linked to Iran's Islamic Republic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and affiliated groups. The strikes came after nearly 20 attacks on U.S. forces since October 17th that left 21 U.S. service members with minor injuries and fueled concerns the war between Israel and Iran-backed Hamas could expand. Biden is not backing down. This is tough leadership from a tough leader. Meanwhile, this week, the former president made unhappy faces in a courtroom.
Thanks, Chris. A federal judge threw out Georgia's Congressional and General Assembly district maps, ruling they illegally weakened the political power of black voters. District Court Judge Stephen C. Jones ordered the state to stop using the maps and redraw them. The new lines must create other majority black congressional districts in the Atlanta area, which Democrats hope will boost their chances of regaining control of the narrowly divided House. The order also calls for 2 more state Senate districts and 5 more state House districts with black majorities. The GOP claimed the districts were already diverse, as some of them were made up of MAGA conspiracy Republican majorities, some white supremacy Republican majorities, and some super dumb Marjorie Taylor Greene Republican majorities.
Ooh.
Chris?
Thanks, Paul. Police continued a massive manhunt, we know that's over now, for the gunman who killed at least 18 people at a bowling alley and a restaurant in Lewiston, Maine on Wednesday. Authorities identified the person of interest they were seeking as Robert Card, a 40-year-old certified firearms instructor and Army reservist. Police found the suspect's car by a boat launch near the Androscoggin River, and his 15-foot boat was missing. And any legislator wearing an AR-15 lapel pin who wants to talk about their thoughts and prayers for the victims can fuck all the way off. Paul?
That's so awesome.
That's great.
That was great.
Thanks.
Thanks,
guys.
Chris. European Union leaders call for a temporary halt to fighting between Israel and Hamas to allow more humanitarian aid to be delivered to more than 2 million civilians in the Gaza Strip. The European Council said it was working to protect civilians to facilitate access to food, water, medical care, fuel, and shelter. The plea came hours after Israel's military briefly sent tanks into Gaza to prepare for the battlefield for a planned ground offensive to crush Hamas for its October 7th surprise attacks that killed 1,400 people in southern Israel. In addition to the call for a halt to fighting, many college leftists have asked Jews in the region to halt complaining about being murdered by terrorists as well. Says it's insensitive to others. Chris?
That was great. Thanks, Paul. A Swedish startup is looking to turn IKEA's flat-packed furniture design into cars. Lovely has developed its first model, the O, which is so light and modular that it can be flat-packed to save thousands of tons of emissions when it comes to shipping. Designed for urban commuting, the Lovely O has 2 35-pound battery packs that can be switched out to extend its range of just 62 miles. And with the right optional attachment, those powerful battery packs can make a Lovely O for the special lady in your life. Paul?
Thanks, Chris. And finally, just in time for Halloween, a new book is available chock full of secrets to outsmarting zombies, bees, and surviving the apocalypse. In the worst case scenario survival handbook, Apocalypse, cheekily covers everything you need to maximize your chances of surviving a doomsday disaster and explain how you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. The handbook is packed with valuable advice covering everything from eating rodents to outwitting zombie hordes. Republicans plan on distributing the book in lieu of any real action to curb radical climate change.
It's true. It's true. Hard-hitting, but fun.
Yes.
And factual.
I was wondering how you're going to make a joke out of
the Lovely O.
number 3.
Oh, yeah, that would. I didn't really make a joke.
Yeah, it was awesome and it was appropriate.
Well, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I tried to go fun. I'm like, I can't go funny, so I'm just going to be pissy.
Yeah, it's good.
Keith Olbermann, I listened to his podcast. He thinks that we should start naming these mass shootings after people. Like we'll say the mass, the main mass shooting. People don't remember it, but if you call it the Mike Johnson mass shooting, since they're accessories to it, or the Susan Collins mass shooting, since it's from Maine.
Yeah.
So that
That's
could
an interesting
that could be
approach.
a
Yeah.
good way to do it. Now, what's going on next week, Chris?
Oh, next week. So next week I'm actually off work.
Nice.
So yeah, we're having the finally having the civil trial in my brother-in-law's car wreck that sadly ended with his passing. So I'm going to be a witness on the stand apparently. So it'll be the first time I've done that. So that'll be interesting. And,
Yikes.
So yeah, I took the week off because we don't know if the trial's going to take all week or not. So, not how I would prefer to spend my vacation, obviously, but I'm so excited to hopefully get some type of closure.
Just get it over with.
Yeah.
Keep us posted on how you're
definitely
doing on
will.
that. Speaking of mental health check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely will.
Did you take off because of the trial?
Yeah.
Or it just happened to land on
No,
the same?
yeah, I took off because of the trial. Like originally I was going to try and work, like, go out in the hallway and take calls. And I'm like, I can't do that.
No.
So, yeah. So that's my week coming up here.
You have a week coming up. Don't
do.
deny it. Big week of planning a wedding.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just going to be chock full of good old wedding stuff.
Well, that'll be nice. Did you guys rule out the venue? Was it the farm?
The farm? No, it's not completely ruled out yet. There was one in Grandview that I think is completely ruled out. but
Okay.
At this point, nothing's completely ruled out.
I got you. I mean, it's all on the table.
It's all on the table right now. So that journey will continue. Halloween's coming up, so...
Oh, that's right. Tuesday.
Tuesday. This just seems like a blah Halloween.
I know. Yeah.
I didn't hear about any parties that I would have been invited to and still wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Like the kids aren't doing anything. Well, I guess JoJo did go to one last night, but it's just a blah Halloween.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's going on. I guess the big news is Thursday night, second round of playoffs.
Okay.
That's
gonna be awesome.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
For me, I got really nothing going on, but I'm going to tell you, if you're in this area where we are, Kansas City area, and you have time on Friday, I suggest you watch my social media.
Really?
So November 3rd, right?
What's happening?
Well, I can't tell you.
Oh, wow.
Stay tuned to my
What?
social media.
Oh,
Talk about
man.
It's going to be fun.
Cliffhanger.
It's going to be fun.
Okay.
Okay?
Do I need to do a whole watch party and everything around this?
Yes.
What?
And be prepared. Be prepared to move quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Let's see what
I'm intrigued.
Let's see what the texter has. He asked about. I showed him my thing. He thought was porn. It wasn't. The F-16 is nicknamed Tomcat.
Wow.
Everyone should just change their affiliation to Republican. Then they can't gerrymander the maps. Wow.
That's an interesting approach.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know if he was joking or not, but it's as good as any other answer. A listener from New York just called me and wants me to share that this podcast is, in fact, in flyover country.
Oh.
Porn.
Okay.
I have homemade waffles this morning. Martha Stewart recipe, delicious.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Tell us. I don't have the patience for this. Okay. All right. So there you go.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned it's Halloween, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I kind of have a Halloween song. So, Chris, just stop the show
Oh,
already.
yeah. Let me read the closing to you nice people. Thanks for listening to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul, starring Boogie and introducing the Texter. Since you love the program, please rate and review the podcast on your favorite podcast distributor. We'd love to hear from you, and you can contact us at 913-735-0060 and join the KCTK Radio Facebook page. And remember to support all of our past and next sponsors. On behalf of Paul, I'm Chris saying goodbye.
And on behalf of Boogie and Texter and Paul and Chris, I would like to say have a great week, have a great Halloween, and this is a song to get you ready for that. I don't want to do Monster Mash, but I kind of looked for songs that were kind of
okay
Halloween, and I don't know if this is actually Halloween, but I like it. It is The Freaks Come Out at Night. It's Houdini. It's old school rap.
Okay, this is old school.
Freaks come out. Sorry.
Oh, I used to love this song, man.
How many of us have? Dude, I saw. Speaking of Beastie Boys, I saw Run DMC, Houdini, and the Beastie Boys at Arrowhead.
Arrowhead.
What?
Wow.
What a great lineup! Oh my
Fucking
God,
ridiculous.
We saw Beastie Boys and Run DMC at Kemper
at
Arena.
Kemper. Yeah,
Maybe it was
Houdini.
maybe it was Kemper.
We didn't see Houdini.
No, you're right. It was Kemper. But yeah, the
Maybe
one
it was. Maybe Houdini was there.
I
just
think they
didn't know
were.
who
Yeah.
Wow.
Freaks, come on!
And Paul, like, it was the first time I saw a real like laser show because DMC came out and they were doing like lasers of their face and their hair and stuff.
Maybe maybe it was the same place we were at.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got some short shorts on. He's really wearing the nutters.
Do you guys know anything about Houdini?
He's a freak. I don't. Whoa, those are short.
Yeah.
They're a old school rap group.
Yep.
They're a Russell Simmons group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my favorite part right
See,
there.
the Freaks come out because of Halloween. Get it?
Yeah. No, I see the. I see how that works.
Okay.
In his shirts. Fresh mini skirts. Anyway.
Man, he's got some very Earth, Wind, and Fire sunglasses. doesn't he?
The old school rappers, these guys, and
Freaks come out. You have to do that.
You do.
and like Sugar Hill Gang, they always had great voices.
Yeah.
Now they've got like a mumble voice in this hip hop.
Yeah, that's just horrible.
Freaks, come on! I like the voice.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, let's see it, Paul.
What's the first rap song you guys remember hearing?
Rapper's Delight.
It had to be Rapper's Delight.
Yeah, I think that was mine. About the same time, I heard Basketball.
Oh,
Curtis
yeah.
Blow.
Basketball was my favorite sport.
Yeah, I like the way they
Dribble up and down the court.
Yes. So that's the first two I remember hearing.
I want these guys in Houdini.
That guy looks like Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay, so they were doing something new. Now it's the culture, guys. Good job on hip hop, man.
Yes.
Hip hop has killed rock and roll.
It'll never last.
It was really weird. So the Rolling Stones have that new album, and yeah, hearing rock and roll again, like, whoa, this is
It's like listening to
foreign.
jazz
Yes.
back in the day. you know?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Deserve to be a freak. Wait it now. Oh yeah. Like the roll down prison
Yes,
prison
they got
jumpers.
They're prison jumps. I guess they weren't allowed on stage. You
Yeah,
guys stay here in the garage.
Your prison jumpers.
This
We don't
has
want
been
you.
a KCTK production, produced by Paul Lavoda. If you want more information about this content, then you have some real weirdness going on. You can always check out KCTK Radio on Facebook. Listen to live programs at kctkradio.com. Yes, and that is on the World Wide Web. Thank you.
It is now the time for you to speak now or forever hold your peace.
Go Chiefs.
The best answer to anger is silence.
The most selfish thing you can do is to give. It feels so good.